So as we can see, here we have the good old Athanasian Creed. This one I'm getting from the Church of England. And as you can see, the first line says Catholic faith. So if you're a Trinitarian, guess what? You're following the Catholic faith. And I bet you most Protestants don't even realize that they are thinking that they're Protestants, so they're protesting something. Well, if you believe in the Trinity, guess what? You also believe in the yes. If you believe in the Trinity, you also believe in the Catholic faith. I mean, that's convenient. I bet you all them Protestants never realize that if you want to say you're not a Catholic, then you also are going to have to ditch the Trinity as well. And so as we see, so here's the Athanasian Creed, and let's see if blah, 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 one glory equal blah blah blah. So notice it's got all this here. It's got a whole lot of explanation, but notice there's no Bible verses, of course, because you wouldn't expect that since this is something that they just made up. And it's even telling you when you're supposed to, what does it say? Morning prayer. So they expect you to recite this thing as well. Let's see if we can find the other one. Where is it? Right, so the other one is the Nicene, which is not Wikipedia. Right, let's try this Christian Reformed. Actually, should we go for the Anglican one? All right, so this is supposed to be the Nicene Creed. So maker of heaven and earth, that's in the Bible. So visible, invisible, that's in the Bible. Begotten from the Father, it's in the Bible. Through him all things were made, that's in the Bible. Crucified under Pontius, that's in the Bible. Third day rose again, in the Bible. Seated at right hand of the Father, in the Bible. Come again in glory, in the Bible. Judge the living and the dead, that's in the Bible. Kingdom will never end, that's from the Bible. Proceeds from the Father, that's in the Bible. But this part, so they had to patch this part on. With the Father and Son is worshipped and glorified, so they added that part. Spoke to the prophets, yeah, that's true. All right, so this is Catholic something. Affirm one baptism for the forgiveness of sins, that's in the Bible. Resurrection of dead in the Bible. The life in the world to come, that's in the Bible. So you see, the Nicene Creed has got things in it which are related to the, you can find them in the Bible. So now we go to the Athanasian Creed, and this is where you can tell the stuff is made up, because it's just got random stuff in God in Trinity. Where they get that from? And this is how you can see the way that, what that kind of shows you is that the Trinity was not strong at the Council of Nicaea, unlike what the Muslims tried to tell you. All right, so so that's all made up stuff. The Father uncreate, the Son uncreate. That's very weird. So that's obviously a translation, the way they've done that. So as you can see, the Athanasian is just made up. But here's the interesting thing is that if you do Athanasian Creed and we do origin, remember they call it the Athanasian Creed. Let's see where they say it comes from. It says they wrote it in the 5th century. So as you can see, this Trinity stuff is all over the place, and they'll tell you that Trinity is in the Bible. They're just talking nonsense, because even these guys, I think this is one of them pays I want you to pay in. It's typical. As always, I'm just trying to find one which isn't biased. This one's obviously going to be biased, but let's see what the encyclopedia has to say. Remember, it's Athanasian Creed, so we think it's by Athanasius. So let's see what they say. The statement is Latin. It's written in Latin. Statement of Christian ascribed to Saint Athanasius, Archbishop of Alexandria, who's lived in the 4th century. So that's 3 something. And he says, but notice it says today, however, the Athanasian Creed is rarely used even in the Western Church, and the attribution to Athanasius has been almost universally rejected. So isn't it funny? They say Athanasian Creed is rarely used even in the Western Church, but then if we go to, where is it? I'm trying to find it. All right, this is Church of England. You're telling me that the Church of England is not a big church organization? Okay, if that's what they think, it's really used even in the Western Church. If you said that to someone at the Church of England, they would disagree, because remember, they say it's used Christmas, Epiphany, Saint something, Easter Day, Ascension, Whit Sunday, Baptist, St. James, Bartholomew, Matthew, all these feasts, Trinity Sunday, should be sung or said at morning prayer instead of the Apostles' Creed. So if you look at this, that's a whole heap of times that these Church of England expect this Athanasian Creed to be spoken, whereas these guys are saying it's rarely used even in the Western Church. Well, it looks like their information is wrong, isn't it? Creeds came into use in the Church to push false doctrines. Yeah, we know that already. So it says it was recited by the Western Roman Catholic Church, but it's never used by Eastern Orthodox, which strongly objected. So even the Orthodox, they got a different Trinity. Yeah, so you see, read traditionally on Sundays after Epiphany and Pentecost, so that's where the Church of England gets it from. But it says here, it has been effectively dropped from the Catholic liturgy since Vatican II. Guess what? Has it been dropped? Oh, actually, I forgot. I was sharing the wrong screen, wasn't I? Yeah, this is what I was trying to show. So this is New World Encyclopedia. Seems to think the Athanasian Creed has been dumped. But as we see with the Church of England, that's not the case. It says here, it was ascribed to St. Athanasius around the 9th century, due largely to his anti-Arian attitude. It says this view was contested in the 17th century and is generally rejected today. So look at that. They ascribed it in the 9th century. So this is like Islam, really. So you might as well say that the Trinitarians are like Muslims, in that you have Islam came out with their stuff in the 8th century, then changed it again, and then it's been changing continually. And so now Trinity, they came out with it in the 4th century, and then the 9th century, they ascribed it to Athanasius, and then the 17th century, it's rejected. So it's a classic, isn't it? So, and if we say that the Muslims are false, then you might as well say that these Trinitarians are false as well. What is your religion? Well, I believe in the Bible, obviously. That's what anyone's religion is supposed to be. What asks is, whoever puts faith in post-forefathers or New Testaments are like Muslims. Well, yeah, learning from their scholars. That's true. That is exactly what these Trinitarians are like. They are like the Muslims, especially the way they have to change stuff as they go along as well. There we have this fake symbol, which even some Trinitarians go with it and some reject it. So there's yet again more confusion from the Trinitarians, where they don't even sometimes agree with each other. All right, this is the, I presume this looks like a better English translation of it. It still says, whoever wants to be saved should above all cling to the Catholic faith. And that's why it was rejected by the Eastern Orthodox. They don't like that part. The Father is one person, the Son is another, and the Spirit is another, which of course means the Spirit is either another son or a brother to the Father, but of course they won't tell you that. What the Father is, the Son is, and so is the Holy Spirit. Okay, so they're three brothers then. I mean, they've literally sold it out. So you might as well say that the Son is the Father then, isn't it, if you go by what they're saying there. All right, so it looks like they copied some of this part from the Nicene Creed. Just get to the end of this and see. So that's the text. So that's obviously a translation, more English translation. So that's from the New World Encyclopedia. Yeah, so like I say, this is the Christian Reformed Church. So if anyone knows whether this is are they Catholics or not? It doesn't seem like they're Catholic. Also, we need to donate. That's expected. As it says here, the creed is named after Athanasius, 293 to 373, the champion of orthodoxy against Arian attacks on the doctrine of the Trinity. Although Athanasius did not write this creed and it is improperly named after him. Okay, so then why don't they take it off their website or change the name? The name persists because until the 17th century it was commonly ascribed to him. He is not from Greek, but from Latin origin, and is not recognized by the Eastern Orthodox Church today. Apart from the opening and closing sentences, this creed consists of two parts. The first setting forth the Catholic doctrine of the Trinity, because it starts off saying you have to be a Catholic, and the second dealing chiefly with the incarnation and two natures doctrine. It says this translation was adopted by the CRC Synod in 1988. That's the Christian. So the Christian Reformed Church. So it's like they're still Catholics then, if they're still keeping it the text as it is here. I mean, it's either you ditch the whole thing or you, because if they can't get rid of this beginning part, then that means they're Catholics. Simple as that. So it's like we got some confusion here. All these different churches saying that they're Protestants, but in reality, they follow something where they have to begin by saying they're Catholics. That's amazing. This is the Catholic faith. Okay. All right. There we go. So this then we got this guy called Phil Bartlett. So let's find out if see what he has to say. This creed is no mere squabble over words. Salvation is on the line. Okay, so he must be Catholic then. Yeah, we worked that one out already, that someone made it up and then stuck his name on it. It says on its own terms. Okay, I was just checking, see who's trying to get in. Okay, seems they're having a problem. Right, so it says for history lesson, this all seems well and good, but what about today? Why celebrate Trinity Sunday and why recite a creed that's over 1,500 years old? Here is the close of all this music. Well, I presume this guy must be Catholic, and since he didn't complain about that part. I don't know who 1517 is. So what is the Athanasian Creed? So this is Christianity.com, so maybe they're Catholics. This annoyance. Somebody just got to get rid of this stuff. So it says, who was Athanasius? As though Athanasius did not write the Nicene Creed, he was its chief champion against the heretics. Athanasius died in 3, and the epitaph that appeared on his tombstone is now famous. It says Athanasius against the word. Yeah, that's what you might as well call it. This great pagan leader suffered several exiles.